Durst Expo label here in Brixton is not only about the Durst equipment, of course, it's also about the partners. And one of the partners is ABG, I was just about to say you see them everywhere, but maybe better to answer that question is Matt from ABG. Matt, why do you see it everywhere I go?
Well, I think a couple of reasons. Historically, we had a great attachment rate with digital as it started to emerge into our market space 20 years ago, and fantastic partners to help us grow our business. And more recently, I think it's all about our superior product and automation and our workflow solutions that we can bring to our customers, because a lot of companies out there that can make mechanical machines, nuts and bolts, but we can bring added efficiency or higher end embellishments to our customers that give them an edge, and that's what sort of drives our business forward.
And it's funny that you mentioned it, because I was just about to say that if you look at what ABG does and what your competitors have done for ages, it was maybe less technology and more mechanical.
Yeah.
But with the digital, with the shorter runs, with the faster of everything, there is a need for something that is way more, I wouldn't say complicated, but way more educated and way more integrated into workflows and things like that, right?
Lots more zeros and ones than nuts and bolts, basically. Yeah. So we've got full-time software engineers now working on integrating our machinery onto common MIS platforms and workflow platforms that give our customers a competitive edge. We continue to develop our laser technology and other types of automation, and it's all linked into software. So it's less about, again, mechanical nuts and bolts, but providing a complete solution, the machine, the software, the end-to-end solution for our customers.
When I take that in a company like yours, there was some kind of defining moment where you made that decision to move into something a little bit more with bits and bytes, right? Do you remember that time?
I think it's really happened in the last sort of 5 years. We had, for example, we had laser technology for almost 20 years. And more recently, we put a special team together. We put some more resource and focused resource on that product. And that's paid dividends. And now we have what we believe is a market-leading laser team. The workflow that we developed as part of that team has now branched out into our other products. So yeah, I'd say in the last sort of 5 years, we've seen a significant development in terms of our workflow and software solutions that we offer to our customers.
And at the same time, you also, I wouldn't say fortunate, because I think it's also about being clever and smart and hardworking, but you experience growth, right? And I take that we spoke about before the camera was turned on, whether it was based on that you're taking market share, which you said was difficult to define.
Yeah.
But I take that it must give you a lot of confidence that the market is trusting you the investments, right?
Absolutely. So we've seen significant growth during these COVID years. A lot of it has been driven by the growth of the label market and the success of our customers. Digital is one part of our business, but we supply, standing in front of our camera systems, for example, we supply camera systems and conventional finishing machines as well. And what we've seen is a growing market, people investing in technology, which has been great for us. That's given us the confidence to invest in a new facility. We've just bought our 5th facility and we're moving in there next year. So it's been a fantastic time for our business. And as I said to you earlier, I'd like to say it's all down to the sales director and the sales team, but really it's been driven by this huge demand and growth in the label market.
One of the things I can't help think about is that when you talk to people, both from the vendor side and the PSP side and the converter side, where you see growth, it gives an enormous optimism in the market, right?
Yeah.
And I take that it builds also a closer team spirit within a company, because who don't want to be part of a growth story? Is that something that you can take advantages also when it comes to attracting new employments and things like that? Or
I don't think we've been able to leverage it in that way. It has been incredibly exciting. It's also been incredibly challenging, honestly speaking. The last couple of years.
Is that on the supply chain?
The recent material crisis. We've got wars. We've had plagues. We've had
a few hiccups, right?
A few things over the past couple of years that have really sort of impacted the supply chain and just made everything really complex. Your day-to-day work is fraught with additional difficulties that weren't there before. But as a business, the growth and the confidence in the label industry gives us the confidence to invest, and we're also starting to bring new people on into the business and trying to build the foundations of the training programs and all the HR stuff that we need to do to build that team up for the future. So it's really exciting.
I can't help think about when you have family dinners and you're a fourth generation of APG, do you ever go down memory lane and talk about the good old times, or the good?
No. We're quite good actually as a family. We tend not to talk about work, which is good and bad depending on the time of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, the reason I'm asking is just because the change that we see in the market, and as being a young person, as a fourth generation in a company, where some people, definitely not in the label segment,
Yeah.
and the flexible packaging, there's a lot of people talking about the crisis in this industry,
Yeah.
right? But as a fourth generation and having this success, it must be totally encouraging for you to be part of that journey, right?
Yeah, it's an amazing. I'm very fortunate to be in the industry, I think, because it's a really exciting, innovative industry, and I didn't leave university or school wanting to get into the label market. I thought it sounded really boring, to be honest. But I fell into it, fell in love with it, and it's been a fantastic journey for me personally. And I think for other people in the industry as well, there's a lot of, our customer base, yes, there's a lot of acquisition going on around the world, but the majority of our customers are medium-sized, family-run businesses, and they're incredibly innovative, and it's great to work with them and come up with new solutions and engineering solutions for their businesses. So it's a really exciting industry, lots of growth. I think there was a little bit of dip in confidence at the beginning of the year because of the material crisis, but that seems to have worked itself out, and I'm sure in the coming months things will start to stabilize, and I believe that the demand is out there and our customers are going to see another increase in their performance and their growth opportunities in the marketplace.
If you, I think it's maybe the last question, but I was just thinking that if you look at the segment of the market that you address, I was just wondering if you look at some of the requirements that customers have on your development. If you go for your print partner OEMs, quality is now given, speed is now given, the integration to software solutions is now given. So what are the next big thing in your line of business?
I think it's actually bringing things together. I think if you look at the commercial print sector, historically they had to do a lot of integration work to be competitive, and that dates back 20 years ago. You look at companies that can deliver greetings cards the next day, and they had an incredible, they've invested in that.
It's
infrastructure.
amazing to think of sometimes, right?
The workflow, you go online, you get a greeting card the next day.
I can hear that you tried it, right?
I've bought a few cards, usually last minute.
Precisely,
But the great thing about, and I think the opportunity for our customer base and for ABG selling solutions to our customer base, is there is a lot of additional efficiencies that our customers can gain by bringing things together, by bringing MIS systems in, by connecting those MIS systems to digital print assets or finishing machines, and making that workflow a lot more efficient. And I believe that while there might not be a lot of really new revolutionary technology coming out, I think that there's a lot of work to do with the industry to try and integrate those solutions out there to make our customers' businesses more efficient.
Sounds fantastic fun, right?
Yeah, it's complicated.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Morten.
Great
Cheers.
to see you again.
Thanks. Cheers. Thanks a lot.